Hello YouTube, hello MGTOW, hello Red Pill. This is Red Pill in the Wind. Now I know that some gentlemen still have to do their laundry at the laundromat. Some gentlemen within the MGTOW community and the Red Pill community are still prone to their loins. Now, how do you get past that? Well, first and foremost, if you understand anything about the Red Pill and MGTOW philosophies and the ideologies, you'd understand that we typically don't want to mess around with single mothers. First things, assume that every female at the laundromat is a single mother. Now, with that being said, we understand that the volatility of single mothers is more miss than hit. One does not always get a stable single mother. More often than not, you get ones that are not stable, but don't have an attitude. Now, how do we avoid that? Well, let's see. First off, you have to understand what you're dealing with. Now, not all of them show these telltale signs. Number one is stretch marks. You look for stretch marks. Again, not all of them show those signs. Some of them hide it pretty good. Now, some of them have retained their body fat from their baby, from their childbirth. Look for that. But remember this, stretch marks either means that you were either small and got big, or you were big and you got small. They have special lotions that reduce the signature of the stretch marks. Keyword, reduce the signature. When you reduce the signature, it makes it harder to detect. But one thing that they can't reduce is the fact that they've had children. Is they have to make plans to have their children taking care of their grandparents, by their grandparents, while they go out and date. All the signs link to childbirth. They always have to ask for extra child care. One does not bring a child into the world without any subtle or obvious indicators. Now, gotta look out for the signs. You also got to look out for the signs that there's a potential that you may get trapped. The traps of dating single mothers and women. Ask to use the bathroom. 9 times out of 10, they're going to have you use the main bathroom to kind of make you feel comfortable. When you go to the bathroom, look in the medicine cabinet. The contents tell all. Without fail. It will tell you whether or not you're about to get trapped. with the pregnancy test. Or she may want to be avoiding pregnancies by knowing early on. Combine that with plan B. But I'm not just going to give you advice on how to avoid traps. But if you just so happen to want to satisfy your loins, look for these in the bathroom. A pregnancy test compared with plan B. That increases your chances of not getting trapped in a pregnancy scheme. I said increases, not maximizes. It increases, not by much. Look for birth control pills. I figure if they're using them and they're liberated, you know what? Why not? And have your knowledge on all sorts of birth control pills. Some of them are every day. Some of them are weekly. Some of them are injected. Those are the ones are harder to find. Either way, birth control or not, you're still at a disadvantage. Number one birth control is abstinence. Closely following behind that is a condom. And vasectomies. But the thing about that is they're all guaranteed to fail or be misused at some point. Even though they have them, that does not guarantee that they're always going to use them. As I said, just because they have them does not always guarantee you that they're going to use them or sabotage them. The only thing you have control over is contraceptive for yourself as a man. Keyword. Bring your keywords. Bring your own. Do not rely on your dance partner to supply you with some, or some that is adequate. Never rely on that. Because the second you rely on that is the second you put yourself in danger.
It release the song the nearness.
You never rely on your dance partner. You always rely on yourself. Again, the number one way to ensure that you don't get trapped is abstinence. Basically, abstinence is a form of discipline, of not being controlled by your loins, not being controlled by your biology. One of the ways of not being controlled about your biology is to have standards. You know that the women in your area are not going to meet up with your standards. You understand that women in the West do not meet up to anybody's standards. If you have standards, do not lower them. Keep them exactly the way they are. For those standards will be the sole difference between freedom and servitude, or uncomfortable bonds and buns that are slightly more comfortable. Again, it is said around certain sectors of the manosphere, you pick your handcuffs, you pick your bonds, your bounds, you pick your boundings, your bindings, your chains. You at least want to pick your chains well. You want to pick your manacles, your shackles well, to where they are comfortable and they do the least damage to your body. You never want to do more damage to yourself or allow somebody to do more damage to you than you do yourself. You don't want them to exceed it. That is the point of having standards. What are your standards? What are your standards in women? My standards are they have to basically not only understand that it's not the 1950s. Don't expect 1950s behavior from me. They also have to be somewhat dangerous. They have to be willing to do things if I screw up. They have to be willing to end me if I screw up. Now, most people would take that as a form of overconfidence and cockiness. No. It's a security measure. It's a euthanasia measure. Not so much for myself, so that nobody else has to suffer. She also has to be willing to understand and be able to take care of the children by herself, or work with me. Without the use of alimony and child support. They also have to understand that family is everything. They have to be willing to move their parents into the same household and not put them in a nursing home, despite whether or not they like them or not. Your parents liking you comes with time. Your in-laws liking you comes with time. Because if you are willing to move them into your house, rather than putting them in the nursing home, they will come to tolerate you. The reason I come from that angle is because I understand, and I've seen the difference between a family who is between sons and daughters that are willing to move their parents into their house, and as opposed to a nursing home. I've seen the dynamics. I've lived through the dynamics. And you turn out to be a better person. Your children turn out to be better because they have years of experience from both the grandfather and the grandmother. The children turn out better when there's a multi-generational household. My children will not go without. if I were to have children. That is the goal of any parent, is to make sure that their children have what they need. Not what they want, what they need. And occasionally spoil them every once in a while with things that they might want. But I've taken enough of your time. This is Red Pill in the Wind. With avoiding traps and pitfalls of dating, of your traps and pitfalls of your loins. This is Red Pill in the Wind, signing off.